Ok. Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Estamos começando. Hello. Um, Meu nome estamos começando aqui mais um painel. Eu estou com o Michael O'Hara e a gente vai ter uma conversa super interessante sobre o podcast dele. Vamos conversar, e aí ele vai esclarecer algumas dúvidas. Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. How you doing? I see
Fine.
your name. Is your name Carol? Carol?
No, my name is Sue Ellen, but in the
Sue
call
Ellen.
is Carol.
Yeah, I see the name on
Yes,
the thing.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Uh, a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you. How's the
Okay, I have
festival been?
yeah.
Yeah.
For start, Michael, can you tell us about work and about you, to everything you want to talk to a presentation, you for the people.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I was here last year at the RIoWebfest 23 2023. And I had a project, a documentary, a 10-minute documentary called In Your Dreams, Dreams as Survival. And it was about a woman who had a brainstem stroke. She lives in Ireland and Belfast. And she had this incredible brainstem stroke where she couldn't, she was paralyzed, completely paralyzed. All she had was a blinking eye, and they use a
Wow.
spell chart to communicate. But it says you go, okay, I'll just say it says Portuguese here. Confirm your language.
Yes, yes, is that the transcript?
Should I put English? Or,
Oh yes, of course. This is. Oh, can I get up this? Is it
I'm
better
using
for you?
English. It sounds like you might have switched to a different language. Please update it so we can provide better quality transcription. So confirm
Yeah.
your speaking language. It is English. Yeah. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
speaking English. Sorry. So your
Okay.
transcription, hopefully the transcriptions will work.
Okay.
Anyway, so last year I had this documentary at your festival, In Your Dreams,
Yeah.
Dreams as Survival. And the woman had a brainstem stroke as the subject. And an incredible woman who survived this 3.5 months of locked in syndrome. And she couldn't do anything but blink. But she said it was such a hellish physical experience that the only thing that kept her survive, helped her survive this hellish experience was her ability to dream and dream lucidly and get out of her physical body and have these beautiful experiences of her childhood, reliving childhood experiences, reliving a wonderful skydiving experience she experienced a year or two earlier. But anyway, it was just a great example of how someone can use their dreams to survive in a situation like that. And so it was kind of like the first film of the series I was trying to get off the ground called In Your Dreams, which would be a anthropological study of dreams from the public's perspective. Because I did a documentary in 1993 that sold to 3 networks up here in Canada, was awarded in the United States, different festivals, did very well. And it was called Donuts People in Their Dreams. And I shot it in 18 donut shops across Southern Ontario, which are coffee shops with, you know, beignet or donuts. And at the time, it was the best place to catch people early in the morning before they woke up, and it was, you know, before they had their first coffee, and they could remember their dream. So that was kind of the first installment of my dream fascination, and it did well. And since then, I had during COVID, a friend from England, Claire Kunzel, she's a producer. She produces a documentary in England, and she works on, right now, she's working on The Reluctant Traveler with Eugene Levy on Netflix. But anyway, she wrote me and said, "Oh, I love your another project I was working on, and she says, "Have you ever done any more documentaries?" Because I guess she found Donuts People and Her Dreams on my media pages, and I said, "Yeah, I've always wanted to do one on people being locked in." And so we got talking, and she says, "You know what's funny about COVID? This was 21. She says, we've all been locked in, and our dreams have been very accentuated." And I said, "Yeah, that's so true." And so we started researching it, and I put together a concept where we would interview people about their um, different subjects, but locked in was one of the key one we were fascinated with. So, and she found this subject from Ireland, the policewoman, Clodagh Dunlop, who became the documentary. And the documentary did well. We were in Los Angeles in the spring of 23, Claire and I. We went to the Beverly Hills Film Fest with it. And then in November last year, we went to Rio with it. But anyway, since then, I tried to get this project off the ground as a dream, a public's perspective of dreams, a series called In Your Dreams. And it didn't fly, it didn't get really interest, but I really was still fascinated with interviewing people. So I started a podcast called Tip O The Iceberg, which is the iceberg. And dreams are like that, they're like you see the tip of it or you get a little bit of it, and there's so much going on below it that you really, most of us don't really understand our dreams. But I love the fascination of talking with people internationally and sharing what they know about their dreams, what they found and what they've discovered, how they use them, how they get insights, guidance, healing, inspiration creatively, and everything from lucid dreams to nightmares to chasing dreams to dreams that came true, dreams of our deceased loved ones, or we'll meet someone who has passed on and is no longer with us, and that's always a special occasion. But anyway, that's the series now. It's called Tip O The Iceberg. O is not of, but O, Tip O The Iceberg. And you can find it on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And I'm just fascinated. I did a year of interviews. And within the year of interviews, I interviewed all the subjects, or not all the professional subjects who were in my original documentary in 1993. So it's kind of a nice recircling of the subject. And we started, doing, and there's 10 episodes up that happened between October 23 and October this year of 24. So I'm just starting my second season on Apple and Spotify.
Oh,
And it's a fascination I have. And the great thing about podcasts is it's audio, and it leaves more to the imagination. You kind of listen to these people talk about stuff, and I love audio stuff. It's like the radio originally, the radio. But it's a wonderful. It's been a lot of fun doing it.
yeah, I'm so curious about the second feature for your podcast today.
Sorry,
Okay,
going in. I'm
so
having.
here, I can,
Yeah, I can hear you.
okay.
Yeah.
So it's time to listen to your podcast. There's all the things about the dreams so fascinating. And so I love the dreams, all the things having the imagine. So I'm so curious. I'm so I love. But I have a question for you. It's about the process. Uh, what is the research process like your episode, especially when exploring such a rich cultural perspective?
Hmm. Yeah, this the one subject the podcast episode that I entered RIoWebfest this year with was called Indigenous Dreamtime. And originally in the documentary, the 93 documentary, had a Six Nations elder who was part of the indigenous group called the Mohawk, part of the Turtle Clan in Brantford, Ontario. And her name was Sarah Smith. And she was an incredible She was an elder, actually, an amazing elder of the Mohawk, and she became she was actually written up in this book, this beautiful book.
This is a
If I,
beautiful book.
yeah, and she was part of the North American elders in
Wow.
North America, and anyway, it was written up, and I realized, my God, I was so lucky to get her in this documentary in 1993. And then, so I in this year of recollecting or going back on the original documentary from '93, she was a big part of it, and she had such a beautiful spiritual perspective on dreams. She said, if we never share a dream, then we allow it to go to sleep, and so many of the dreams are sleeping today, which is like everyone's dreams are, most people pay no attention to their dreams, and she had such a passion for dreams, and she said, share the dreams with your children, get them to talk about them at breakfast, because it's a big part of our life that we kind of don't pay attention to. It's a big part of the iceberg. And you learn so much about yourself through your dreams. So in that respect, I took her audio from the film into this episode that's in the RIoWebfest, and I put her at the beginning of the episode, and then I had another fellow that I met through an actors group in Toronto, Lawrence Olson Bain, and he's incredible, also from the Cree nation here in Canada, and he's an actor and a voice actor, very great, rich voice. But he has had some great perspectives on dreams. He was really lovely, and so I combined the two of them, and yeah, I'll show you a picture of the two of them. It's such a great photo.
You can show.
Yeah, I'll share. Can I share with you? I wonder if I can share. I can, maybe. Yeah, I can share. I think I can. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah.
See,
So,
yes,
so this is Lawrence Olson Bain. He was in the film Black Robe, which is a classic Canadian produced film about the I'm not sure the traditional tribe or the indigenous group. I think it might have been the Mohawk. And it was the first time the settlers came to Canada. It's like a historical film. And this August Schellenberg, which is a great friend of his in the background, lovely actor. And this is a still from the film. And Sarah Smith is who passed away in 2015. She was the woman in my documentary. She was a lovely, incredible woman who gave so much to her experience and her um, her position as an elder in Six Nations. And the Six Nations are the Six Nations of this section of, I think it includes South America as well. And that's what that book is so great about. It talks about all the elders of different nations across North America, South America. But anyway, that was this episode that went to Rio this year, and it's called Indigenous Dreamtime, and you can hear it on my podcast. I think it's number 5 or 6 from this year. Anyway, that's the history of how I made it. But and for filmmakers and people who want to do podcasts, it all started for me on Zoom. That's one of the greatest things about Zoom. It's allowed us to do this international communication. And when I interviewed the woman from Belfast, the bandwidth was a little fuzzy. It's pretty far away. It's kind of like not quite as almost as far as Brazil. Anyway, but it's Ireland, right? It's Europe, and right on the coast of Ireland, or Europe is Ireland. But the bandwidth is a little fuzzy. But when I interviewed her on Zoom, she was such a great subject. She looked straight into the camera, and she was just so bright, and she was just so thankful to be alive. This woman from In Your Dreams, Dreams as Survival, and that episode is actually up on my website, which is wakingdreamproductions.ca, and you can also listen to it on the podcast. So I made one of the episodes, I think it's episode 8, or 7, and it's her whole documentary, the 10-minute documentary in audio podcast. So I introduce it, and you can listen to the interview with the Belfast woman as well, and that's an episode. So, but in my process was Zoom. So I edit on Premiere Pro, and you just edit the audio. You have to pull out a lot of ends and buts as we talk. You know how most people talk. They talk with we pause when, so you just have to clean up. It's a lot of audio editing, but it's a pretty inexpensive process. If anyone wants to try and do a document or a podcast documentary format, and yeah, so I don't know if I answered all your questions.
So yes, okay. And you share remarkable or impactful moments when you interview someone about their dreams?
Yeah, there was a lot of them this year. Yeah, one remarkable one was one of the women who were in one of the women professionals that was in my documentary in 93. She's a professor of psychology. She's emeritus now. She's retired, but she works from Brock University. Her name is Kathy Bilicki, Kathy Bilicki, and she had an incredible experience where she was. She went on about chasing dreams. A lot of us have chasing dreams, and she said a lot of the time, what's chasing us is a part of us that wants us to face it, wants us to make amends with it, wants us to turn around and face what's chasing us. And when you do turn around and face what's chasing you in a dream, you're often like surprised that it has a message for you, or it turns from a lion to a lamb, or just these strange metaphors that tell you, face whatever you're afraid of. It's like trying to help you face your fears. And a lot of the time, that's what a chasing dream can be related to. So in her life, she went to, I think it was, anyway, she went to a war-torn country. I won't say which one. And she was part of a psychologist group who were helping people heal from trauma, right? So she was in this war-torn country with her husband, who's also a psychologist and therapist. And they were in this region listening to people talk about their war-torn experiences. And it was like hellish, kind of post-traumatic stress, horrible moments. So she went to bed, and she's with her husband in bed. She wakes up, and she wakes up and she turns over, and there's this dead person in her bed beside her, completely, still dead, looking at her with, closed or open eyes. Just freaks her out, right? And she wakes up, and she gets up in the dream. She wakes up in her room, and she's looking around, and her husband's in her bed, and she walks out and out of the bedroom where they're staying in this hotel, and she looks over on the couch, and she sees another dead body on the couch. So she's had the dream about in the bed with her, thinking this dead body beside her bed. She wakes up out of that dream. She walks into a room, and she sees another dead body in her hotel. So she's woken up again in the dream. She shakes herself, and she forces herself awake, and she wakes
Oh my
up, and she wakes up again and sees another dead body, and she says to herself, okay, what is going on here? This is such a horrible nightmare. And she says, no, Kathy, you have always talked about don't stop running, stop not facing your fear. So she walks over to the dead body, and she touches it.
Oh my God.
And,
I
and
have
she's trying to, she's saying, it's okay. I'm so sorry. It almost relates to the whole Oponopono Hawaiian tradition, where you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I love you, and thank you.
a dream similar like that one day.
Yeah,
You talk about this dream, but I haven't had a dream like too. I couldn't ever get out of it. So
yeah,
horrible. It's a That's terrible. Scary. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah, yeah. And also there's another kind of nightmare a lot of people have. It's a hypnagogic hallucination. And it can turn into quite a weird dream where you wake up in your room and you feel your body and you see your room, but you're in the dream state. And then sometimes it's paralysis where you're frozen in the body and you wake up and you look in your room and you're in a frozen state. You can't move your body. And that's called sleep paralysis. And when it becomes a nightmarish thing, it's called a hypnagogic hallucination. And a lot of people force themselves awake, like she was trying to do. But the other thing you can do is you can just push yourself into the dream. You can say, instead of forcing yourself awake, you can say, okay, this is a freaky experience. I'm going to go into the dream state. You can push yourself into the dream state, and that's what I've learned to do. It's what's happening is you're in your physical body sleeping, dreaming, and then you wake up and you see the physical world. You see your bedroom, but you're in the dream body still. So you're on the cusp of sleeping and waking. You're on the cusp of dreaming and of being awake. And that's why you're so locked up, because you'll try to speak and you go, you can't make voice noise, you can't move your body. And the thing is, you can either go either way. You can say, okay, I'm going to go into the dream, or I'm going to wake up. And most people want to wake up because it's a hellish nightmare. But it's just a matter of being locked between the two states. You're in between the waking world and the dream world, and you're frozen in that kind of. So just push yourself into the dream, and it won't even be that. It'll usually won't be as lucid as that experience. And a lot of people, like some narcoleptics, will experience this a lot. Narcolepsy is a sleep disorder that you have trouble staying awake. But anyway, yeah.
As if your body was stuck and you feel don't get up. But this you're talking about is like an astral project. You could be that
An extra.
astral projection.
Yeah, you could call it astral projection, because astral projection, I think, is more when you leave the body and you can see your body from your soul body leaves us, and you can see yourself from above the room. So that's another form of, that's kind of out of body experience. But it happens when people have accidents. And it happens for some when they're sleeping. They wake up and they'll be walking around their room, or they're hovering around their bed. And yeah, that's another experience which is similar. And it can happen in your dream state too. You can have very lucid dreaming is a form of soul travel, out of body experience too, where you're able to wake up in the dream and say, oh my God, this is a dream, and I'm awake, and I can. And then you can do anything and be anywhere in a way. So it's a matter, when you're in that state, it's a matter of controlling your focus, because whatever you put your focus on is, bang, you're there. Yeah,
Okay. We have our 4 minutes,
yeah,
but I have two more questions for you. Okay.
sure.
Okay. What is the importance of the music in sound design in your work?
How do I use music? Sorry.
What importance of the music or and the sound design in your work?
Yeah, I love music, using the music. A lot of the times I'll use original performers' music, and I sometimes buy the rights for it, and sometimes they just bless me with the piece. But usually I buy rights for their music from the episode. And I don't know. I'm always been inspired by music, so it's lovely to combine the two. And in this episode, I used Daryl Lee Wood's opening, which is kind of like it's almost like a native chanting at the beginning, a little bit like screaming, kind of uh, scary music, and with an indigenous touch to it. And then at the end, I used another gentleman's music at the opening, and entrance and the exit. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Or just at least the performer. I used August Charles August music as well. And Perfect Stranger is a lovely piece. Um, that's another one. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I love using music because it's part of the our personal experience. It's interesting you say music because I can't remember a dream where I do have music come into the dream sometime. It's almost like a radio station I'm tuning into. Do you have music in your dreams? Do you ever have that experience?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I dream, I don't remember a lot of things, but music and smell is
Yeah.
so
Wow.
important when I wake up.
That's amazing. I
Time,
can't say
time,
I've had smell. That's really cool.
smell. Really, when I dream, okay, I'm going to the shopping and look at the perfume. I can smell the perfume and I
Oh,
remember.
that's
And it's
amazing.
so fantastic because I think I I I can smell this so
Oh,
so
wow.
happy.
Yeah. The
And I
original, one of
think,
the, that's incredible. I've never heard of that, but all the senses, eh? That's incredible that you have the smell.
yes,
I think smell is related to your, smell is such an amazing one of our senses, and it relates to memory, right? So we carry a lot of smells when you smell, a smell you had as a child. I remember fishing as a kid with my dad and uncle and smelling the fish. And whenever I smell a fresh fish out of the water, it's like, oh my God, I remember that smell. That's so beautiful. And do you
this is
design smells or anything? Do you work in perfume industry?
oh no, I'm not working in the perfume. I'm a design director,
Oh
and
yeah.
I work to do after like art works.
Yeah.
So this is a particular either, but it is a cool. I remember the music and
Yeah.
but I don't look okay, time. Time is not in my dream.
Yeah, there's not a
So
lot
when
of
when
time.
I dream, yeah, but when I dream, I don't see a clock or see the time. Is that
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, nobody ever looks at their watch in a dream or their phone for the time. Yeah, it's wild. I know that's interesting. And sometimes a dream will be like it'll feel like 3 days or so, It's a long, long experience. And it could happen when you fall asleep, get up in the morning, go back to bed, and it's been an hour or two, and you go, wow, that felt like about three
Yeah,
days.
I dream a lot. I
That's
have
great.
friends. It doesn't have a dream.
Yeah. I
It's
think
because
everyone dreams.
everyone, yes, that
Everyone dreams, they just don't remember it. Because if you didn't dream, it's like a way of it psychologically heals you every day. Like when you're sleeping, it's supposedly when you have good sleep, it washes your brain too. A physical phenomena that actually takes place where the brain is washing itself. So we all really need sleep terribly badly, and dreams are a way of balancing out the psyche. So I think we're always having these experiences, but we just don't remember them, and it takes an effort. Like yeah, you can write down stuff, and you can also just write down a feeling you had when you woke up, and that's part of it. But writing your dream journal, is really good to help you recall dreams and
I'm
understand
gonna
them
do
more.
that. Okay, I have one more question. This is the final question, okay? And you
Yeah.
can in the final you can tell for the people or final considerations or something you want to or spoiler about your second.
Oh yeah. A
You can.
spoiler. I'm not sure I'm ready
Yeah.
for spoilers. But
If
what
you
was the
want.
question? And
Is my last question is what you would like to leave with your viewers more interesting measuring and creativity?
sorry, can you repeat? I can't the mic, I can't hear it so well.
Oh, okay, I can repeat. What a message you would like to leave for viewers who are interested in your dreams and your
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing the question.
health?
Put the
Okay,
mic
I'll repeat. Wait a
yeah.
minute. What a message you'd like to leave for viewers who are interested in dreams and creative?
Oh, very nice. Thank you. What message would I like to leave for creators in dreams or in their creating? Creating. Yeah,
Creating.
I think every dream you have is part of, something you're longing to create in a way. And dreams are so part of the creation process that we have these experiences. Everything first starts with a dream, a passion for something that you want to do or make or be in life. And yeah, it all starts with a dream. So if you can dream something, you can make it happen. That's kind of a nice motto I've heard before, and I try to live by it. Um, but for the creators, I think if you're interested in doing a podcast, it's not a hard process. It's really economical. I mean, my documentary didn't last year didn't cost much to make either because it was recorded on Zoom, and I was able to edit it on my Premiere Pro editing. Um, so the editing is what costs. That's where I spend most of my time is editing, audio editing, and putting in images and what have you. But yeah, it's amazing how we become more filmmaking and audio podcast making becomes less and less expensive as we move forward in technology. And now with AI, we have all kinds of different things we can use and pull from, which are kind of public domain, which is kind of wild. But yeah, there's just so much you can do, and whatever you can dream, you can do. No, I don't know if I answered your question. Did I? Did that help answer? No. Yeah, I
No
think
problem.
it's just inspiring to follow your dreams and do do whatever inspires you. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, can you leave a consideration, a final consideration for the viewers?
What is the final consideration for the viewers?
A final thought.
My final thought?
Yeah.
I think I maybe yeah, I guess I want
Or
to
the
thank
viewers find
RIoWebfest, and yeah, I want to thank, the Webfest and Rio for continuing its dream of getting, short form content out into the world. It's amazing. And I think now with all our we have so much content out there. It's just most people don't have the time and they can watch and listen to stuff on their phone. That's what I love about podcasts is you can go out, you can do something else at the same time you're listening to it, right? So a video film takes your attention. You have to be there the whole time. But in podcasts, you can go for a walk, you could work in a factory, you can drive a car, you can drive a boat, you can drive a plane, and you can still listen to audio, which is great. That's kind of what I love about audio is you can, and most people are so multitasking nowadays that they they want to be stimulated. They want they want to learn stuff. It's all, podcasts are amazing for learning things. And this podcast is about understanding our dreams and how they function in our lives and what inspiration and they can give and guidance, healing and insights. So yeah, I just find podcasts are great that way. So they let you do other stuff when you're everyone is multitasking, you know. Anyway, yeah,
Okay, Michael, I want to thank for heartfelt thanks for Michael for you sharing your time, you share experience, you sharing your dreams,
yeah,
and it's so amazing talking about. Um, I'm so exciting. I love it. This conversation. Thank you
nice.
so much.
Thank
And
you.
thanks for inspiring us with your journey and sharing how art and your storytelling can deeply connect with people and the culture. Thank you
Yeah,
so much. And
you're
come to the
welcome.
Rio in next year to
Yeah,
Rio
I
Web
will.
Fest.
Yeah, I really want to. I've been there actually 3 years in a row. I don't know if it was 3 years in a row, but I had a series called Talent Drivers here at the RIoWebfest, and then that's a CBC produced series here in Canada. It's on Gem, CBC Gem, but you can find it on YouTube. On my company's Waking Dream Productions.ca, and yeah, you can find clips of that. But yeah, and I thank the RIoWebfest for all it's given, and thank you so much for all I've been able to have my work there, and it's been a real honor to be represented and recognized in this festival. It's been really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank
So,
you,
and
Michael.
Andrew, yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, take care. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Happy dreams, everyone.
Have a great, happy
Yeah,
day.
have a good dream. Take care. Bye bye.